May I invite Honorable Nick
Council of MACHAKOS Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2023, and 4, Mwala Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2023. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The papers are committed to Public Accounts and Investment Committee. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
We have a response to a statement that was sought on safety of workers at Golden Africa Company that was sought by Honorable Maitha, to be responded by Honorable Joshua Mwanga. So therefore, I invite Honorable Joshua Mwanga to come forward. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, on Tuesday, 25th July 2023, during the morning plenary sitting, a statement was sought on safety of workers at Golden Africa Company Limited. Annex 1. The statement was referred to the Labour, Public Service and ICT Committee to inquire on what the county government of Machakos has done to ensure adherence of safety requirements of employees while in the said factory, noting that on 23rd December 2022, 3 workers of Golden Africa Kenya Limited in Machakos County died while cleaning that plant's septic tank, which had a surge. Honorable Speaker, the committee engaged the Chief Officer, Department of Public Service and Performance Management on the sought statement on 25th of September 2023, filed a letter reference that the committee intended to gather any relevant laws, regulations, and policies pertaining to occupational health and safety within Machakos County, including any specific county level regulations that provide that private companies are required to adhere to, as well as details of the government agencies responsible for overseeing and enforcing occupational health and safety regulations at both the county and the national levels. The Department of Public Service and Performance Management responded on 26th October 2023 through a letter referenced by informing the committee that the department was not aware of the incident and would inquire and provide feedback from Directorate of Occupational Safety and Health Services, Annex 3. Honorable Speaker, on 27th September 2023, through the letter referenced that the Department of Public Service and Performance Management sought the guidance on the matter from the Directorate Occupational Safety and Health Services, Annex 4. Honorable Speaker, the guidance from the Directorate Occupational Safety and Health Services was forwarded by the Chief Officer, Public Service and Performance Management to the Assembly on 4th December 2023 through a letter referenced which stated as follows: that the Directorate of Occupational Safety and Health Services is a department in the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. The mandate of the department is drawn from 2 acts of Parliament, namely the Occupational Safety and Health Act 2007, the Work Injury Benefit Act 2007. The objectives of the departments are: 1, provision of occupational safety and health in the workplace through trainings, ensure safety and health at workplace by carrying out systematic inspections. 3, to ensure compliance with Occupational Safety and Health Act, that is OSHA 2007. 4, to ensure compliance with Work Injury Benefit Act, that is WIMBA 2007. 5, ensure workers' health through occupational medical examination. 6, ensure just compensation for occupational injuries and diseases. 7, ensure workplace machines and plants safety through examination and testing. 8, to ensure I think it is to ensure and coordinate of occupational safety and healthy system, safety and services. 9, to investigate occupational accidents and incidents. 10, to provide research and training in occupational safety and health. 11, monitoring workplace conditions and ensuring control through hygiene measurements. The hierarchy of safety and health at Golden Africa Kenya Limited is as highlighted below. 1, engineering controls. After the accident that happened on 23rd December 2022, the top cover of the manhole was redesigned in a manner that manhole cover is no longer made of flat iron sheet, but instead it is a spaced iron bar plates which allows air circulation. The manhole is at a raised platform above the ground, hence the wall that is exposed on the environment has a vertical dimension in which the vents have been created on its higher part just before the flat surface of the manhole to allow in air circulation. The company has also showed continually improvement by purchasing the air quality measurements meter. The efforts, this offers the, Madam Speaker,
Yes.
next time I would wish the desk office to make these letters bold. It appears I'm getting old.
I'm sorry about that natural
Thank you. My brother has come to my rescue.
Okay.
The company has also showed continually improvement by purchasing the air quality measurements meter. This offers the readings of the levels of the following gases: oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and ammonia present in the specific workplaces. This is to avoid workers to suffer from spikes, asphyxiate and administration. That is number 2. The Safety and Health Committee is in existence and has been trained on their functions and safety precautions within the company. The safety and health audit has been carried out. The worker procedure has changed to the extent that no employed person's worker is to enter that confined space. For an operation to take place at the confined space, there must be permit to work. Permit to work system deployed. Number 3, personal protective equipment, PPE. The PPEs have been provided. However, the engineering control and administration procedures must be put in place first. This is in their company safety and health policy. Conclusion, Madam Speaker. According to the hierarchy of the safety and the health measures and the current prevailing safety precautions, they are in place at Golden Africa Africa Kenya Limited. The workplace meets requirements of the Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA 2007. Number 2, acknowledgement that there is a valid claim for work injury benefits payment for employees of Golden Africa Kenya Limited, namely James Wesonga Wanjala, Stephen Okodho Tieno, and Matthew Kiprotich, who lost their lives in a fatal accident that happened on 23rd December 2022. B. No, I'm through, Madam Speaker. The next statement is not mine. I'm through, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Monga. Next time, you get yourself specs to be able to read through. Yeah. But we are grateful. That was okay. Now, members, before I call upon Honorable Maitha to tell us whether or not is satisfied with the response given by Honorable Monga, I want to invite members to make their comments on this response. Honorable members, it's your the floor is yours. Honorable Kaviu, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Maybe it's just a point of information. Should we not first start by responding whether it's comfortable, because we might give our comments.
Okay.
Then the seeker of the statement is not satisfied. So I don't know. Maybe you can provide guidance on the same. Thank you.
Okay, maybe then let me invite Honorable Maitha to come forward and inform the House whether he's satisfied or not satisfied.
Madam Speaker, traditionally,
Yes.
as it is in the tradition everywhere,
Yes.
once a statement has been sought, we get the input from members,
Okay.
and then the seeker of the statement responds. That's
I
the
thought
position.
so when I was doing
Yes.
that way.
So I hope you are in order, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Maitha. So, therefore, honorable members, let's comment on this safety matter that is very important to our people and workers. Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want first of all to thank the Honorable Dominic Maitha for seeking the statement, because it shows that he has the interest of the workers that work in our factories at heart. I also want to say that reading the conclusion by the Honorable Joshua Monga, I saw that there is a valid claim for loss of life, and I hope the factory makes good its compensation, so that the beneficiaries can be compensated for the loss of their family members. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority. Honorable members, let's comment on this very important matter. Honorable Ndawa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Ndawa Judas, representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, my first concern is the time taken between the time the statement is sought and the time we are getting the response. If you refer to the date when the statement was sought, it was last year. And we are now first mid of April. So, Honorable Speaker, I would request that we consult our standing orders to confirm exactly what is the duration given for statement to be answered. And Honorable Speaker, a statement is usually meant to get answers for questions which are not clear. And if the answers are not brought in good time, the intention or the theme of the statement may be lost. So, Honorable Speaker, that concern need to be addressed. Item number 2, there's a word used there, asphyxiant. Asphyxiant. I add that word. Asphyxiant, Honorable Speaker, is a word from, is just a word from what we call asphyxia. Asphyxia. In medical terms, Honorable Speaker, asphyxia is a situation whereby the brain cannot get oxygen due to what we call strangulation. Strangulation. And the word, the way it is used in this statement, to me it is not clear. And I don't understand why they use that word. Because if we are talking of evolution or issues like that, the issue of strangulation does not reflect anywhere. It is in the statement. I don't know whether you have seen it.
I have seen it when Honorable Mwanga was reading.
Yes.
Now I can't see it. I think I need more specs, another set of.
Yes.
Yeah, but I know it's there. Maybe clerk, you could direct me where it is. Engineering. Yeah. So where is that?
Which page is this?
Am I in the right? Yeah. I'm there.
Yes.
I'm there, honorable members.
Yes.
I
Asphyxiant.
can't even pronounce it. Asphyxiant. Suffer from asphyxiant. It's like a disease, or what is it?
From where I
From,
stand,
yes.
that word is what we call asphyxia in medical term.
Yes.
For those who have done medical, it is asphyxia is a situation
Yes.
whereby there is blockage of oxygen. The person cannot receive, the brain cannot receive oxygen, and that is the moment when the person dies. If you put a polythene bag on your head, that polythene bag will prevent oxygen from getting to your respiratory system, and you'll suffer what we call asphyxia.
Yes.
If you are also choked, you can also suffer the same. So I don't know why they are using this term. So I'm asking, we are very much keen on the statements and the business that is brought before the House. Let whoever is bringing a report here be conscious, because we have learned people in this House, and we cannot use words to try to negate from whatever you were supposed to give. So, Honorable Speaker, my concern was those two issues.
Okay, point of information taken.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've carefully listened to the explanation by the leader of minority. But, Mr. Speaker, the meaning of the word is not far from what, Madam Speaker, the meaning of the word is not far from what it was intended to mean. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, the minority leader is saying that the word means strangulation. If it means strangulation, it is true. When these three workers entered into the manhole where there was Sanch, they were strangling for air. Yeah? That is according to what he has said. They died because they were strangling to get fresh air. It is not that they drowned in the Sanch. That was not the case. That is what we got as a committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member, for that comment.
Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Monga. And before we finish this statement, we recommend you to go and see you need to have your eyes checked properly. So that in future, when you are tabling a report here, you are not strangling. In fact, you tried your level best. But we recommend, because you have an insurance that can give you specs. I have mine here. Please, let's make sure your eyes are checked. So, Honorable Speaker, from what we have been told, if those employees sank in a manner. What is contained in a manner? Honorable Speaker, what is contained in a manner? It is liquid waste.
Yes.
It is liquid waste.
Correct.
So, if you die of taking that liquid waste, that is what we call drowning. It is drowning. There are words which are used in medical, which are very different. If you are burnt by water or hot liquid, we cannot say you suffered burn. That is not correct. We say that somebody and scarred. We call it scarred in the medical term. Scarred. Scarred is caused by liquid, hot liquid. A burn is caused by dry heat. So let us differentiate between the two terms. So the issue of asphyxia cannot come in and cannot work in this statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Okay, I tend to think that in the manner the manner in which this word has been used could be fitting under these circumstances. The reason is that this statement is trying to give us to show us the controls that have been made by this company to ensure safety, isn't it? So when they say they are put in place, they have reorganized or redesigned this manhole to allow air to come in. They have removed the so-called iron sheet that can't allow the air to come in. They are just trying to tell us the measures they have undertaken to ensure safety, and then they go ahead to talk about this situation which could arise if such measures are not taken in. They are saying the company has also showed continually improvement by purchasing the air quality measurements meter. This offers the readings of the levels of the following gases, that is oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and ammonia present in the specific workplaces. And all this is to avoid a situation that they are calling as asphyxiant. So if it occurs as a result of strangulation and blockage of brain such that doesn't get the oxygen, then this word is in the right place. Yes, well guided. Thank you very much. Let's proceed. Okay, could I have more contributions? Honorable Kavyu?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
And thank you for guiding the honorable members, because the company in question is located within my ward. And on the fateful day when the accident occurred, I happened to had the opportunity to be among the first responders who went to the scene. And I can also confirm that the word is correctly used, not only in the context of the measures that have been taken, but the deceased died because of oxygen deprivation, because when they got into the manual, they could not get enough supply of oxygen. And I think that's where the committee was coming from. That was the actual cause of the death. But I think this should also serve as an example, because the people in charge of safety in terms of employees and even company operations need to be on top of their gears, because what happened in Golden Africa is just an example of what could go wrong, because the people who went there and did inspection and granted a certificate of inspection confirming that all safety measures have been met, if they were thorough in their work, maybe today the 3 gentlemen who lost their lives could still be alive and contributing in the nation building. And despite the fact that Golden Africa have taken the corrective measures, I also want to challenge the concerned parties also to go around all the other factories within the Machakos County and check and ensure that all safety gaps that are existing are addressed, because what we are doing today is a reactive measures. And the biggest challenge that you have been suffering is because we have people who have been employed to undertake specific mandate, but they never do their job to the best that it's required. Most of them walk to this factory with a mentality of what they are going to get at the end of the day. And therefore, the committee, I don't know whether it's the Committee on Labor or it's Environment, we also need to come up with a plan that every year after the inspection department have done their bit, that committee needs to go and confirm that indeed all measures have been put in place. And it's not only in terms of employee safety. We are also having challenges in terms of environmental pollution. That's an area that has been neglected, and it's something that we need to take up as an assembly and ensure that the safety of our people are guaranteed, because we don't wish to have a repeat of the same. And also to make a request in future, if the member for the area is not part of the committee that is visiting a particular ward, it will be prudent that the particular member for that ward or area is invited to be part of that team, because Golden Africa being in my ward, I would have appreciated if the committee found it good to invite me so that we could also visit and engage on the fact-finding mission together, because most of the people who work there live and also come from my ward. So it was in my interest also to accompany the team and also assess the level of safety that has been put in place. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very, very much, Honorable Member. Yeah, and I want to believe that it is always important to involve the member of the county assembly in a particular area where the committee is doing some fact-finding mission. So going forward, let's have members involved. More contribution, if any. To invite Honorable Mwanga.
On the issue which has been raised by Honorable Kavio, sometimes you find that it is an issue which has been raised by a member of that particular area, yes, where the committee will be visiting to investigate. Will it not sometimes bring conflict of interest? Taking for an example, it is me who has raised an issue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, concerning an issue in my ward. You know, sometimes because I'm a member of that committee, I'm not trying to say we should not be invited, but sometimes maybe there could be issues which could bring about conflict interest, Madam Speaker.
For example?
Yes.
Give
maybe
an example, because yes, we are all geared to making making sure our people are safe. Where is the conflict coming in?
I'm not talking about the area of safety like the one we visited in Golden Africa. Yes. But maybe it's another issue which you clearly see this will have some conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. Like, let me say, yes, it is a committee which is visiting Masinga Central Ward, yeah, because of an issue which I had raised. And the same issue, it is maybe they are going to get views from the members of my ward, that is the people and residents of my ward, an issue and raised about maybe the executive. And when the committee goes there, I'm still there, and I want them to come up with a report, yeah, which is somehow trying to vindicate me on the issues I was raising. I think, Madam Speaker, sometimes we should be checking whether...
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Before the point of information, I just want to say that I don't see anywhere where conflict can arise because, one, we are all geared towards the same goals. Welfare, safety, development, whatever it is, the member of the county assembly is doing the same thing that the committee should be doing. So there can never be a conflict.
Madam Speaker, anyway, I don't say I will fight until tomorrow. I retract my opinion. I do retract my opinion and my thinking. Thank you.
You withdraw.
Information.
But let me just let me allow members to comment on it, whether you have withdrawn or not.
Yes.
Yeah. Continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes. Then we go Katiti after that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, if you allow that to happen, we will be depriving these honorable members,
yes,
to contribute on issues which are in their respective wards. Honorable Speaker, it is only fair if a committee is retreating to Ward A or Ward B or Ward Z. It is only fair to inform and involve the member representing that particular ward. Otherwise, we will open a chance whereby I will be handling issues which are not concerning my ward elsewhere, while members of Committee A are in my two ward trying to get information, and maybe I have more information than the electorate you are going to seek from them. So, Honorable Speaker, it's only fair, and that one should never be allowed to happen, for honorable members to be denied that chance. Again, Honorable Speaker, I would request, once a statement is sought here, once a response has been brought before the House, I would request that the committee responsible, which is bringing the report, should also go back, because some of the reports, we are getting reports which are written, but we have not visited the site to confirm whether what is in the paper is exactly what is on the ground. So I would request we also consider especially the written reports.
Okay, point of order, even.
Madam Speaker, it is quite unfortunate that this senior honorable ranking member is trying to mislead this House, trying to indicate that we are being brought reports that have not been researched. Yet, the assembly through your office is facilitating members to go and compile the reports. It's quite unfortunate, Madam Speaker, and quite uncalled for. You should withdraw that statement, Madam Speaker. It's out of order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member.
If I withdraw that statement, I will be the most stupid person in this House. And the reason why I'm saying so, one of the steps that we use to undertake this site visit, we write to the department to get information. And between the time we go and the time we report back to the assembly, there is a long time. Like now we are talking of something which was sought in December last year. It is now 5 months. It is now 5 months down the line. Things might have changed.
I think it's July. Am I right?
Yeah? Was it July? July, yeah, July. So things might have changed.
July 2023. Am I right, members? That's
yes.
what is written. Okay.
It is more than...
Point of information taken. Minute.
Madam Speaker, we are not trying to debate about... He already raised the issue of timelines that I was supposed to respond. The issue I'm saying that is out of order is when he says that committees are bringing reports that have just been written. It is not, Madam Speaker, this committee went to the ground. It visited the factory. So does it mean what all reports that are coming in this house from committees having visited sites, that committees do reports here without visiting the site, yet members are being paid for site visits, Madam
think
Speaker?
you misunderstood him, the member. What he was trying to say is that once we are done with like the way we are doing today, we report, we bring the report here for a statement for response. We go back and bring whether that has been implemented. That is what he was. Am I right? Whether that has been implemented or it has been taking place. That is something we can just agree. Is it okay, the committee, to be going back to check whether what the report has brought has been implemented or is taking place? Members, do we agree that we can have committees going back? Is it in order? It is in order. So I think, unless I am wrong, and I don't think I am wrong, that was the point.
Madam Speaker, I don't want to say you misunderstood him. Madam Speaker, actually what is being raised by Honorable Dominic Maitha, it is exactly what the leader minority was trying to insinuate, Madam Speaker. He was trying to say that committees are bringing reports here having not done thorough investigation and research. That is what he was trying to say. He did not talk on the part of implementing about the statement after it has been read. That is what he was raising.
Let me.
I am the one who. I am the speaker. I heard what I heard is right.
Yes.
I think I heard right.
You are
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, and I'm being supported by so many members.
Yes. Yes.
So it is feedback or getting to check whether that worker is actually taking place the way they have put it in the paper. Yeah, that's how I understood. So we are in consensus that we shall be going to check whether that work is taking place the way it is. It's on paper. Thank you. Members, can we now debate on something else? All right. Mheshimiwa Katiti, then Mheshimiwa Kaviu, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've gone through the report, the statement, and I've nowhere seen the recommendation where, because there were lives that were lost, as I am still feeling for the families that lost their loved ones. I've not seen where a recommendation where there is that workmanship compensation, that is vicarious liability has not been taken care of. It is there.
The conclusion number 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Pole.
It has been taken care of.
Yeah. On the other thing of the about going back to revisit that those factories or the site fees, going back to the site fees is paramount, because we must evaluate the progress of the Kanban.
Yes.
That is doing that is of the Kanban that is in operation. So I do support there.
The fact that they should go back.
Yes.
Thank you,
Asante.
Honorable Member. Okay, Honorable Kaviu, then Honorable Kaviu, then Honorable Mary.
Yeah.
Point of information,
Madam
Madam Speaker.
It's a
Honorable Kaviu cannot contribute twice.
The point of information, I'm not contributing.
It's a point of information. I
Yes.
am the one who made the mistake to call him after the informant had finished.
Yes.
And again, Honorable Speaker,
Yes.
it is only motions. It's only the standing order says you cannot speak twice in a motion. This is not a motion.
Okay.
This is not a motion.
Well guided. It's a we are in a learning process.
Thank you.
Okay.
Madam
Proceed,
Speaker.
Honorable Kaviu.
Yeah, it was just an addition and maybe clarity on what Honorable Maitha raised.
Yes.
I think it's quite in order, because what the chairperson on the committee read to us, it was part of the response or feedback from the department. So there is nothing wrong, Honorable Maitha, for the committee to go back and ascertain whether the recommendations and the controls that have been given or highlighted to have been taken, that is actually what is on the ground. So there is nothing wrong with that. And also on the issue of conflict of interest, I represent people from Kinani, and Golden Africa is part of those people I represent, or persons. So I will imagine, let's say for example in Masinga Central, if the water or the Kengen project is affecting the people and we fail to invite Honorable Monga when we are going there on the account that there will be conflict of interest, we are here to serve the interests of our people. And maybe in future he can clarify what interest he was referring to, because our only interest is to represent our people, businesses, and any even animals within Kinanie ward. Their representative. So I don't know what interest he was talking about. So it is important, and in future, whether we are going to any particular ward, the resident or the host should be accorded an opportunity to be part of that team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kavyu. Honorable Mary, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would have wished you could have called my hand before Honorable Kavyu, because he tends to read my mind. Every time he makes a contribution, all my points disappear because he's...
I'll be calling you before Honorable Kavyu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You can preempt his.
Okay.
Right.
This response is satisfactory. However, I have a query. The safety and health audit was carried. However, it was only carried once. And this is a company which works with bolts and machines which tend to maybe go loose. So my query is, how many times do they carry out the same, and how many other companies have the same issues that have not yet erupted? And what can we do as a county government to ensure that our people in all the companies never have to undergo the same? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mary. Before we move forward, I wish to ask Honorable Mwanga to respond on the issue of time taken. Time that has passed, that is...
Thank you.
Since we gave the statement was made by Mr. Maida. Why is it, Honorable Maida, sorry, why has it taken so long for it to be responded? What are the challenges?
Madam Speaker, the issue of statements taking long time before they are responded to, it is not the failure of the chair, neither the failure of the committee. Madam Speaker, remember, when you refer a statement to a certain committee, there is a secretariat and there is a department which is responsible for that particular statement which has been sought. I want to be categorical that it is not the failure of the committees, which actually you are the chair. Because you are the chair of all committees, it's only that you delegate, because you cannot sit in each and every committee. The committee do their work, but the failure it's on the departments, which take a lot of time to respond. Madam Speaker, if you look at our statement, there are very many, about 3 to 4 responses. Yeah?
Yeah.
And the requests to that particular department to furnish us or to appear before the committee. That is why these statements are taking long. And it is not only in the Labor Committee. Madam Speaker, I want to remind you of a statement which I sought last year about seedlings in Masinga. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yes.
Up to date, the same statement has not been brought. And we are in another year, and the rains are here, and I sought a statement for last
season.
Season, Madam Speaker.
Honorable
It
Speaker.
is not our failure.
Point
of
It is
point
the
of
failure of
information.
the departments.
Point of
Thank you.
information.
Point of information. Yes, Honorable.
I just want to, thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to instruct my neighbor and my brother, Mheshimiwa Mwonga. We are dealing with the matter on the statement sought by Honorable Maida. We are not on the Agriculture Committee. Can you maybe give us time when that statement will be tabled? We are going to give you a feedback.
More
Thank
information.
you.
More information, Honorable Speaker.
It was just purely an example. Yes, I think.
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah.
I want to inform the Honorable Member who is the Chair of Labour that in case there is a delay, there is window for the Chair to request for extension. And for that matter, the committee and the Chair never requested for an extension. So it was just a deliberate delay. Point number 2, Honorable Speaker, if we are talking about something and somebody is, or a member is asked about, need to explain about that something, there is no need of going to another item, which is not before the House. We address the matter before the House. And the question was very simple.
To me, that was just using it as an example to show
Yes.
sometimes it can take time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the question was, why this delay? That is exactly what we expect to hear from the Chair.
Madam
He
Speaker.
has already responded and said that the delay is not on the part of the committee. It is the department concerned that has not been responding to their invitation in a
Madam
good
Speaker,
time.
What of the
point
extension?
But I want us to discuss how do we go about that delay.
Madam Speaker, point of information.
Point of information taken. Honorable Kapi.
I think,
Yes.
Madam Speaker, we need to be objective. The report has been bought, and the most important thing is whether the objective was achieved. Secondly, I think there might have been delay, but if my memory serves me right, and we can confirm that from the clerks, this report, there was a time the committee tabled, but the seeker of the statement was not available in the House. So, as a House, we requested the report to be deferred until when the seeker of the statement will be available. And that is on the basis on which the report was deferred back. So, there might have been delay, but I think it's also fair that we don't crucify the committee because they made an effort. I think immediately we resumed back on in January, February, that this report was tabled, but the seeker of the statement was not available at that time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then that is an important point that the seeker, the statement, the response cannot be read in the absence of this of the seeker of the statement. All right, but going forward, I think even when the delays are from the department, it's just important to keep on to remind them and ask for these extensions, and also make an effort of making sure that they bring those reports as a matter of urgency. I think there are methods and mechanism to do so. Thank you, honorable members. May I now invite Honorable Maida to come and inform the House whether he's satisfied or not satisfied.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity first and foremost to thank the committee for the work they did to bring this statement into effect. Maybe try to make some few observations that have been raised by the honorable members. And I want honorable members to understand that, Madam Speaker, this House is meant to come with solutions, proposals, ideas on how we can perfect the lives of the people who brought us into this assembly. So we are not in any way fighting on who is supposed to be, have delivered the report, timelines and whatnot, is what the duty that we are called to do. Madam Speaker, a few issues that have been raised is, one, timelines in terms of statements. Madam Speaker, I don't even need to labor so much on this. The standing orders are very clear. It is not only this statement that is hanging. There are so many statements that are hanging in different committees, not even statements, reports. Resolutions that were made by, were passed by this assembly, committed to various committees. And Madam Speaker, they are already served by date. And I want to give a practical example of the Honorable Minority Leader. He sought a statement about, not a statement, he brought a motion about the status of Matu level, is it level 4, level 3? Level 4 hospital. And Madam Speaker, we have faced so many challenges. It's 1 year, more than 1 year down the line. We have tried to come into a level playing ground with this information, but it's becoming quite difficult. So all I want to say is, Madam Speaker, let us just invoke the standing orders. And actually, I want to call upon the...
say?
Whenever we have been given postponements, whenever we seek, there are no budgets. When the budgets are, we give budgets, then we are told now they're waiting approvals. Oh, no, a lot of excuses, Madam Speaker. What I want to say is, Madam Speaker, one, we need to understand what is a statement. A statement is a matter of urgency that needs to be addressed within the shortest time possible. For example, last night it's rained heavily. And the Honorable Deputy Speaker can confirm. If it happens to rain again tonight, those of us coming maybe from Nairobi and using Mlolongo, we might not be able to access this site. The river is full, almost 95% full. So once a member seeks a statement on what the county government is doing to improve the drainage systems within any ward in Machakos County, then that means that honorable member is seeking an immediate mitigation into that problem immediately. So that member should be responded within the shortest time possible. If Mheshimiwa Kavyu, for example, seeks a statement to know what the county government is planning to do to ensure that residents of Kemongo are not marooned by the excess waters, it means good for his people. He cannot be responded that statement in August, yet the rains are gone. So a statement is a matter of urgency. So what I'm trying to employ is that, Madam Speaker, we need to just invoke our standing orders so that we can also try to clear the backlog in committees. Madam Speaker, I thank God.
You have not yet answered my question. What do those standing orders say concerning timelines?
Standing orders are very clear about statements. Once a statement has been committed to a certain committee, within one, it depends on the direction that the speaker gives. Because the response to a statement or any query in this assembly is usually a direction of the speaker. And that's why you say, I direct that this statement being taken to the Committee of Labor and a response should be given within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So whatever the speaker has said as per standing order number 1 takes precedence over every 3. And standing order number 1 is very clear. Any matter, the speaker will give direction. That is not all provided for in the standing orders. So once the speaker says it should be delivered in 2 weeks, under whatever circumstances, Madam Speaker, the committee under which that business has been committed to should work within those 2 weeks, should burn the midnight oil and ensure that within 2 weeks, they deliver the report as per your direction. In the event it is not possible, then the relevant chair or clerk is supposed to seek further extension through your office. It's as simple as that, Madam Speaker. So let us be guided by the standing orders, and the standing orders are very clear, Madam Speaker. It is not only in even this statement, it is even in all other businesses that are ongoing in committees. So that one is point on. Madam Speaker.
So the reason why I was asking you that question is because I want members and committees to invoke the standing orders clearly, so that we don't have the delays. As the honorable member is sought for purposes that are urgent matters. So let's invoke those standing orders and move faster. Thank you. That's all I wanted you to clarify to the members so that we don't keep on going back and forth. Honorable members. Proceed, Honorable Maitha.
Thank you, Madam.
Yes.
It is cross-cutting in all committees, even on other businesses that we are doing in committees, Madam Speaker. If at all we invoke our standing orders, Madam Speaker, we will not have any issues in this assembly. Going forward, Madam Speaker, I have also noted that, and maybe this needs clarification, at the moment, Madam Speaker, we have the doctors' strike. And it's unfortunate that we are missing doctors in our hospitals. And I'm convinced that the Honorable Minority Leader seems to be a medic, so he might need to extend his services to the Machakos Level Hospital, unless he's a street doctor, Madam Speaker, because he has given a wider explanation of the very technical word that has been used. And thank you, Madam Speaker, through the Minority Leader, for that informant. At the end of the day, having this information really helps a lot. So thank you for that observation. The other thing that also the Majority Leader, Minority Leader has tried to raise is the issue of members owning up to information regarding what is being done in committees, Madam Speaker. It is very critical that any member of any committee is very conversant with any report or any information that happens in committees. And this will only happen when members commit themselves to committees. So I want to say that I plead with members that we continue committing ourselves to the committees so that we can have timely delivery of reports, timely ownership, and information of a matter that has been referred. Finally, the committee went down to the ground, and before I finalize, Honorable Mheshimiwa Kavyu has requested that we be, and actually the Honorable Chair can confirm to me, even the day when, Madam Speaker, we were going to Kinani Ward to visit Golden Africa, unless the Secretariat forgot, we proposed that the honorable member be invited. And this is not a request, it is a requirement. And actually not even a required, it is respect. Last week, Madam Speaker, we had the privilege of being visited by honorable members of a county assembly from Kiambu, who wanted to benchmark on various projects within our ward. What did we do? I personally called the Honorable Kisila, and he can attest, because we were visiting his ward, so that he can guide us on how we need to go about it. We visited the Committee of Implementation, visited Environment. Yes. Some time back, visited the Kalama Ward, where we had gone to see a certain dam there. We called Mheshimiwa Maeke. He gave us a guideline. Last time we went to Katusia Dam, which is in Bioni Ward. We called Mheshimiwa PK. And Madam Speaker, I can tell you, some of these honorable members, when we even call them, they are very generous. They even buy lunch for the committee.
Wow.
So I wish every member would invoke that and know that it is respect. It is very unfortunate that you would visit a fellow honorable member's ward and fail to inform that member. Not only even attending committee business, even attending a function. On Saturday, for example, if I have a function in Kenani Ward, for example, like I will be attending a wedding in Kenani. The honorable, it's good the honorable member is aware, and any other member, because in the event of everything, then you'll be calling that honorable, telling him, I'm marooned somewhere. And I came in the course of the day, and I don't know which way to exit. So it's very respectful, honorable members. So try to inform your honorable members, because it is only about a matter of respect. So finally, the committee, I'm contented with the outcome of the committee. The company showed interest in resolving the issues. And the issues that have been raised, Madam Speaker, are very critical and have been underlined. So what I would request is that whenever, as the members have proposed, such kind of reports need follow-up, then the committee, the relevant committee, secretarial committee, can then proceed and may do follow-ups and ensure that whatever was promised by the relevant company has been met. And honorable member, Madam Speaker, yes, this can only happen in the help of the Secretariat. Madam Speaker, these honorable members are so much overwhelmed by the responsibilities in our wards. So at times we might not recall that we brought a report here that needed a follow-up. So I request through the Director Committee Services that members also be given these reminders that on a certain date you brought this report, and the report was said ABCD should be implemented. Then you can revisit and see whether such information or such commitment was made. And once that is done, Madam Speaker, these honorable members will be privy to what they promised in this house that will be delivered and has been. Otherwise, going forward, I want to appreciate the members and the committee for the work they did and say that thank you. I'm contented. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Thank you very much. Let's proceed, Mr. Clerk. May I at this point invite Honorable Paul Wambua to come forward and make a statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Unlike Mheshimiwa Mwonga, I think my eyesight is still very okay. And thank you for confirming that going forward statements will be taken seriously. I'm on record in this house having sought a statement on the task forces that had been formed by the county government, and I've never received feedback on the same. Madam Speaker, let me get to my statement, and it's a statement on the recruitment of ECD teachers in Kibaoni Ward and the county generally. Honorable Speaker, aware that Article 43, Section 1, Subsection F of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that every person has the right to education. Aware that Article 53 of the same Constitution provides that every child has a right to free and compulsory basic education, basic nutrition, shelter and healthcare, protection from abuse, neglect, harmful cultural practices, all forms of violence, inhuman treatment and punishment, and hazardous or exploitive labor, parental care and protection. Further, aware that the fourth schedule of the same constitution distributes functions between the national government and the county governments, acknowledging that the national government is mandated to develop educational policies, curriculum, maintain standards and examinations, as well as training and capacity building of personnel, while the county government is mandated to oversee pre-primary education, PPE, and childcare facilities, CCF, including the hiring of the pre-primary education teachers and assistants. Further noting Article 189(2) of the Constitution provides for cooperation between the national governments and the county government in the performance of the functions and exercising powers in the provision of proximate and easily accessible services. Further, aware that Section 3, Subsection 3 of the National Pre-Primary Policy Guidelines states that the teacher-child ratio in regular pre-primary class shall be A, 1 to 25, B, an assistant teacher shall be required for each pre-primary class, C, teacher-child ratio for pre-primary education special needs children shall be as follows. Category of special need, standard ratio, deaf, blind, the ratio is 1 to 1, cerebral palsy 1 to 1, severe multiple impairment 1 to 1, autism 1 to 5, mild mentally impaired 1 to 10, gifted and talented 1 to 10, hearing impaired 1 to 12, visually impaired 1 to 15, and physically impaired 1 to 15, meaning one teacher for 15 children. Further aware that in the current financial year 2023-2024, there is a budget allocation amounting to 4 million for recruitment of ECD and VTC staff, and a further 15 million for purchase of educational aids and related equipment for ECDE, and noting that we are in the third quarter of the financial year. Further aware that the County Assembly of Machakos passed the Machakos County ECD policy that outlines the teacher-learner ratio. Honorable Speaker, I wish to seek the following statement. 1, I would like to know how many ECD centers there are within the county. How many ECD centers are there within the county, managed by the department, and what is the current status of teacher-learner ratio within these ECD centers? And 2, does the department have a scheme of service in place for recruitment, employment of ECD teachers? A, if yes, what are the terms of service of the current ECD teachers? And B, if no, how does the department manage the recruitment and remuneration of the current ECD teachers? Number 3, has the department recruited any ECD teachers in the current financial year? 4, whether the department has purchased and distributed learning materials to all ECD centers within the county. If yes, how has the department been distributing the same to ensure all ECD centers benefit? Madam Speaker, before I sit down, and Honorable Mary has taken my phone where I had drafted some notes, but it's me who drafted them, so I can remember a few.
Okay.
Just to add some more meat to, or some salt to this story. My seeking these statements emanates from my discussion with the ECD teachers within my ward, Kibaoni ward. And Madam Speaker, from what I get from them is that since 2013, the county has not employed ECD teachers. Madam Speaker, every year we have been employing doctors, which is another basic need item for our people. We have been employing other staff that may not be working in areas that may be termed as basic need areas. However, we have not employed our teachers. The only teachers that have been employed were the employment that was done for ECD teachers was done in 2013, and they are on contract basis. Madam Speaker, you can imagine someone employed in 2013 and up to date. Madam Speaker, I don't want any point of information.
Okay.
But
Point of order or information? Okay. Take up. Let him take it up.
Madam Speaker, is it in order for the honourable member? He has already sought a statement. He is explaining the statement. So what was the purpose of seeking the statement? He's out of order.
I tend to disagree. He's just trying, the honourable member is trying to explain further how he arrived at this statement.
Honourable Speaker,
So
point
that,
of
of
information, Madam
Speaker.
Point of information.
Point of information.
Okay.
Speaker.
Honourable Ndawa, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable Speaker,
Okay.
it is a normal practice. Once an honourable member seeks a statement, he stops there unless he requests for a leave from the chair or from the speaker. He has not requested you to allow him. He reported that the phone has been taken away, but he never requested for permission. I was here.
Well guided. Honourable Paul, I'll allow you to ventilate a bit on the statement, even though you've not sought that leave as guided, but I'll allow you. But don't take a lot of time.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honourable. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the member has just sought a statement, needs to get some information. And already the information that is trying to pass
Yes.
to the House is already wrong. Because in the year 2020, I moved a motion in this House over the same.
Okay.
And I'm aware that the ECD teachers, some were recruited in the year 2021, I believe. So I think it would be prudent for him maybe to wait for the responses, because some of the issues that he's raising were already executed before.
Okay.
And yeah, so I believe it's good for the member just to wait for the responses, because sometimes, Madam Speaker, we also need to be honest to ourselves.
Yes.
Statements, it's just requesting for an information that you do not know. So if you do not know that information, it's good you just wait for responses, then we debate from that point. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Well guided. Honourable Paul, though I had given you an opportunity to explain, by the very nature of a statement, from what the members have contributed and told me, is that when you are seeking a statement, you are seeking for information. So if you start now explaining, perhaps it just dilutes the whole thing. So I'll just ask you to stop at that, and then I allow members to. I don't even think, is it necessary for members to comment? We wait for the committee to come, bring the report, then we can ventilate it at that time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was just trying to explain the importance of ECD education, and that is the basic, that is the foundation of education. And if our we don't take care of our children at that point, then we'll get what someone called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. Because at the end of the day, if we don't have good material from the basic education, then
allow the committee to do their work.
Yeah, and Madam Speaker, we will get what one of my constituents called Ndia Ngwau, people who are not taken well in terms of health, and people who are not taken care of well in terms of education. We will get people whom we will call Ndia Ngwau. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Paul, for that statement. I wish to commit the statement to the Education and Social Services Committee, and the same to be responded to on or before 7th May 2024. Yeah, so the Education Committee, you have only a few days to bring that report back to us. Thank you, honorable members. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report on assumption of office of the second governor of Machakos County.
At this point, may I invite Honorable Phoebe Koki, Chairperson, Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, to come forward and present that motion to us.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. And I'm raising on standing order number 27. Madam Speaker, looking at my watch, it is already some minutes, about 10 minutes past noon. And the standing order is very precise. Nobody raised to seek extension of time for the morning sitting. And the report which is about to be tabled, Madam Speaker, I think it will take more time. Yeah, it will take more time. It cannot be deliberated or discussed within the remaining hours to the expiry of the morning session sitting. So I think we need you and guide us on that, Madam Speaker.
I suggest that we proceed without extending the time. Then we will get an opportunity to give more directions.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and the House. I'm Phoebe Koki, the Chairperson, Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 189, I wish to move the motion that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee on the assumption of office of the second governor of Machakos as laid on the table of this House on 9th April, the year 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I call Honorable Catherine Muia to second the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Catherine, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Catherine Muya, Special Elect Wiper. I do second.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Allow me to propose the question, then I'll give you an opportunity. Okay. I now propose the question that this House adopts the report of the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee on the assumption of office of the second governor of Machakos County as laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 9th April 2024. I now invite Honorable Ndawa to proceed with the point of order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is not a point of order, it's point of information.
Point of information.
Honorable Speaker, the report which is about to be read by our most able chair and our newly elected chair for devolution, Mheshimiwa Honorable Karo, is a very important document, and I strongly believe yes, I strongly believe there are issues of figures. And as you are aware, Honorable Speaker, if we start debating that report, it may dilute, it may take part of time for the afternoon session, and we have another important business which is coming in the afternoon. So I was requesting, since it's a very important document and it has figures, I'm requesting that we be given time, since it has been shared in our website, we be allowed time to go through the report. Then we will allow the same to be allocated another time. So I'm requesting that we be allowed to go through the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndawa. I've also looked at the report and I find still a lot of figures involved, and therefore I'm going to allow the same to be deferred to have adequate time to look at it so that we can debate it adequately the next time. For now, the motion is deferred to another date. Thank you, Honorable Karo, for that. At this point, the House has to adjourn, and the House adjourns to Tuesday, 16th April 2024 at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members. Thank you.